Hello, this is Eric from labofcoding.com. In this video, we look at modules and inputs in Python. So far, we've only been working with one file, the file main.py. In this case, the file main.py is known as a module in Python, and we've only been working with code that we've declared in this module. But it may happen that you may want to use code that you've declared in another module that you've written yourself, or another modules that comes with Python, or even another external module that you may install separately. So in this video, we'll see how to use external code in our main.py module using the import statement. So the import statement is usually used to add external code or statements declared in other modules in your current module to be used in that module. And by convention, the import statements usually start at the beginning of the file. And there are various ways that you can import modules. In this video, we'll be working with the datetime module to show how we can use imports in Python. The datetime module is what is used in Python to provide functionality related with dates and timestamps. So on the right, I have the terminal open, and we will drop into the Python 3 interpreter by typing Python 3. The import statement can be used in several different ways to import code declared in other modules. So in this case, let's say we want to work with code, we want to work with dates, and in that case we want to use the code provided by the datetime module. So in that case, we'll have to import it using the import keyword. So in that case, it will be the keyword import and then the name of the module that you want to import, in this case datetime. So that if that module exists, it will be imported, otherwise you will get an error. So let's import the datetime module. So in this case, the datetime module has been imported into our namespace or into the current space that we are working on, and we can use it from here. The datetime module has a datetime attribute that we can use to get the current timestamp or now. So we can say datetime, and then it has an attribute datetime, and then we can access now, which will give us the current timestamp. So we have seen how to import a module and how to access attributes declared in that module. So that is one way of importing an external module. You can also import separate modules in one line. In this case, let's say you want to import the datetime module and the pprint module. The pprint module is used to prettyprint. Pprint stands for prettyprint, and it's used to make it easy for you to print nested data structures. Say for example, you have a list of dictionaries. If you print that using the normal print statement, it's not so well formatted, but you can use the pprint to format it well. Say for example, we have a data list, which is a list of dictionary. So if we use the normal print statement to print this one data, you'll find that it's printed, but it's not well formatted. But if we use the pprint module, it has a function known as pprint. So we can say pprint.pprint, and then we pass our data structure. Find that it's well formatted, it's somehow pretty. And if your data structure, if for example our list was very large, this one could have been very useful. So when you import a module, you will access it using the name that you've imported it. For example, we imported the data module and we accessed it using the name datetime. But for example, if you want to access it with another name, you can use the as keyword. In this case, if you import the data module as dt, we will be accessing it in our namespace as dt. So we can save that one. And in this case, instead of saying datetime, we'll use dt. Datetime will not be the name that will be used in our case, and if we try to use it, we'll get an error. So instead of datetime.datetime.now, we'll say dt, which is the name that we have used in the as statement, print the now timestamp. So we can copy that one, and we find that we still get the current timestamp. So if you use the import statement, you import the whole module, and all the attributes that you have in that module will be accessible wherever you have imported that module. But it may happen that in some cases you don't want to import the whole module, you only want to access a subset of its attributes. Say for example, we have the datetime module. It has the datetime attribute and the date attribute and other attributes. But in our case, we are only interested with the datetime attribute and the date attribute. So instead of importing the whole module using import datetime, we can use the from, and then we pass the name of the module, and then import, and then we pass the name of this attributes in that module that we want to import. So in this case, you want to import the datetime and date attributes from the datetime module. So we can paste that one. So we can say datetime dot now to give us the current date time. So in this case, we have only imported the datetime and date attributes from the datetime module, and those are the only attributes that will be accessible from that module, even though it might have other attributes. Another way to import is using the star keyword, which is used to import all the attributes declared in a module. Say for example, we want to import all the attributes declared in the datetime module, we can use the star. So in this case, every attribute in our datetime module will be accessible, and we can just say datetime.now, and we get the current datetime because that module, we have imported everything from the datetime module, and the datetime attribute is available for our use. And also in the same way, using the from keyword, we can use the add statement to rename the name that we are accessing a variable or an attribute that we have imported. So that is how you can use the import statement in Python and the various ways that you can use it. So you can play around with it and see if you can master it and use it in your programs. Also, you can go to the Python documentation and see more ways of how you can work with the datetime module and even the print module. So that's it for this video. We'll pick it from here. Thanks for watching.